consummate matchmaker. This afternoon's bouts are under the sanction of the New Jersey State Athletic Commission, our commissioner, the former heavyweight champion of the world, Jersey Joe Walcott. And the officials assigned for this afternoon, the timekeeper, Roosevelt Gilbert, counting for the knockdowns at the bell, Larry Hazard, the doctors in attendance at ringside, Dr. Philip J. McLaren, Dr. Herbert E. Cassidy, the judges, Harold Letterman, Paul Cavalier, the referee in the ring at this time, Tony Perez. The first contest, this contest, 10 rounds. In the blue corner, he's wearing blue trunks. He weighed in at an even 176 pounds. He comes from Linden and Stockton, California. Let's hear it for Alvaro Yaqui Lopez. Lopez. And his opponent in the red corner, he's wearing black trunks, trimmed with white, weighed in at 177 pounds even, from Newark, New Jersey, fighting out of Rahway. Let's hear it for Great Scott, Super Scott, James Scott. 10 rounds.
We are scheduled for 10. The scoring will be on a round system with a supplementary point system. So if there's a draw, you go to the point system. Mandatory 8 count. The 3 knockdown rule is waived. It is up to the referee. The bell will not save the fighter except for the final round. And as you saw, the referee, Tony Perez. Alvaro Yaqui Lopez, rated as the #1 contender by the World Boxing Association. Scott was #2 before he was stripped by the WBA at its convention 2 months ago. 3 times Lopez has gone 15 rounds for the world title, only to drop a tough one to England's John Conte in 1976, and 2 highly disputed decisions to Victor Galindez in 77 and 78. Lopez, according to Scott, has ducked him in previous possible matchups. And can both these fighters like to bomb away?
That's true, but I feel that Yaqui's going to try to box a bit and stay away from Scott. Scott, as you see right here, has started his pace. He's going to come in and try to get the body shots first to slow his man down. And Yaqui, as I stated before, is going to try to keep him on the end of a jab or throw combinations and move.
Lopez in the blue trunks. Scott wears black. He says it's part of the intimidation process. Lopez with a record of 46-8. He's won 29 by knockout. He's had 4 fights in 1979. He's won all previous 4. He was supposed to fight Scott here at Rahway. Oh, a good straight left hand by Scott. And he counters with the combination. We are in round 1. Marv Albert and Ken Norton from the Rahway State Prison.
Scott is closing the gap very good here. He's keeps pressing the action. Yaqui Lopez is trying to jab, but he's jabbing above Scott. What he's going to have to do is throw some punches up because Scott goes down under everything.
And this a major test, as we have mentioned, for James Scott. Lopez, a respected opponent, and Scott has not looked that impressive since the fight against Gregory. We are halfway through round 1.
Another factor here might be the fact that Yaqui Lopez cuts very easily. He has a lot of scar tissue around both eyes, and the way that Scott punches is very easy, it's very possible. And he cuts good very quickly.
He has been a bleeder on several occasions. Left hand blocked by Lopez, thrown by Scott. Lopez trying to counter. Scott, as always, excellent body puncher. And he is scoring to the body here in round #1.
That was a very good double left hook by Lopez.
And there is blood on Lopez's forehead.
I think that's his nose, the bridge of his nose.
Scott has Lopez bleeding here in round one. What combination by Lopez. And they're slugging it out here in round one. The chant for Scott, that's his Muslim name, the chanting Rajan. Final seconds of round one with much action here at Rahway. This is round two. Inmates looking on via television sets upstairs in the prison recreation room. Lots of action in round number one. Scott in the black, Lopez in the blue.
I asked Yaqui why he took this fight into prison, and he said, number one, it's for the money. Number two, I think I can beat him. But number three, I think he's going to have to be in the best shape of his life because Scott has trained very hard for this fight.
Scott, of course, Ken claims that Lopez has tried to get out of it on a number of occasions, but only the contract has prevented him from doing so. Changed his mind after originally signing the contract.
But then again, I don't think he was obligated because of the fact that Scott had been brought out of the rankings.
Scott continues to score to the body. Lopez, like Scott, considered to be a slugger, keeps throwing bombs. Good speed, good left jabs, good hook, as we saw just a moment ago. Left hand by Scott, able to get inside. Good combination by Lopez.
As we can see, Lopez definitely has the quicker hands, but Scott is moving in, is boring in constantly. He's throwing good hard body shots, coming back to the head. Good stiff jab, which is already open to cut on the bridge of the nose of Yaqui Lopez. Lopez is going to have to move from side to side to keep Scott off balance.
Right hand by Lopez. Less than halfway through. Round number two, left hand delivered by Scott, but Lopez able to come right back.
Those are very good stiff hard jab that Scott is shooting in there. He's walking slowly to his man, setting him up, getting the right distance, shooting a stiff left jab. Soon he will come around with the right hand, then he'll jump back down to the body.
Referee Tony Perez breaking the fighters. Scott attempted that uppercut. Lopez looking stronger here in round two. This is the 9th time Scott has fought in prison. He's won all 8, and he knocked out 5 of the 8. And Lopez got in on Scott.
That was a very good move by Lopez, putting Scott in the corner. He threw a flurry, but nothing landed flush.
Scott comes off a victory over Jerry Celestine, preceded by easy wins over Inio Cometti, the Italian light heavyweight champ, as seen here on Sports World, and over Bunny Johnson. Johnson filling in for Yaqui Lopez, who was supposed to fight Scott. That was back in July. On the lower portion of your screen, we see the inmates looking on. As mentioned earlier, the betting favorite here, though, has been Yaqui Lopez. Final seconds of the round.
I see.
This is round 3. You just saw a shot of Yaqui Lopez's nose. He did draw blood in round number 1. They have cleaned it up effectively. Lopez jabbing away to open up here in round number 3. Yaqui Lopez, 6'2", weighing in at 176. A good right hand from Scott.
As we can see here, Scott's still pressing the action. What Yaqui Lopez is going to have to do is try to jab more, keep the man on the end of his jab. When he comes close, try to spin him. Very good left hook by Scott.
And that follows by going to the body.
And as I was saying before, he has to keep the man on the end of his jab, move from side to side, try to keep Scott off balance. Right now, Scott is doing what he wants to do. He's moving in, throwing good, stiff, hard jabs, and he's still irritating that cut on the bridge of the nose. It shouldn't impair Yaqui Lopez's breathing because it's on the outside and the blood will run down the outside of the face.
Strong left hand by Scott that hurt Lopez, but he's able to rally back.
And the blood will not impair his vision.
We have seen wall-to-wall action from round 1 right through. This is round 3, and they've been slugging away right throughout. Good combination by Lopez.
Scott is loading up on every punch that he throws. Good right hand, good left hook. Then he goes to the body.
At this pace, Ken, we're going to have 2 tired fighters very shortly.
Possibly so, but Scott has nothing to do but train, so I'm sure he's in very good shape.
Very few diversions here at Rahway State Prison for James Scott, and he is a physical fitness fanatic.
At least that we know about.
Yes. For Lopez's 5th fight of 1979, he won his previous 4.
That was a good stiff jab by Scott, followed with a good right hand. Everything he's throwing has TNT behind it.
Referee Tony Perez. The judges Harold Letterman and Paul Cavalier. We are scheduled for 10. And we're live on Sports World. Right hand did not connect. Throw by Lopez.
It was a really good thrown right hand, but he head rolls it very well. That was a very good head roll by Scott. It connects a little bit, but the head roll takes the effect away.
Roundhouse right by Scott. 20 seconds left in round 3.
Good left hook.
Scott. This is the most impressive we have seen James Scott in some time. Of course, he was very impressive in that surprising victory over Eddie Gregory about a year and a half back. Final seconds of the round. Is in his corner. This is round 4, and it's been a slugfest between James Scott in the black trunks and Alvaro Yaqui Lopez out of Stockton, California by way of Mexico, and he is in the blue.
So far, it's been all Scott with the body attack and the head attack, moving up and down with the good hooks, good right hands to the body and head. What Yaqui's going to have to do is initiate some action. His last round was his best round. He threw a few jabs, a few right hands, but as yet he hasn't done anything to keep Scott off of him, rather. He's been letting Scott come in, dictate the action, throw what he wants to throw, when he wants to do it, and he can't do this. He has to initiate action and try to keep Scott off balance with something.
Scott getting inside again on Lopez, with Lopez countering.
Very good left hook by Mr. Scott. Yaqui Lopez comes back with the flurry, but everything so far that he's thrown has not landed flush. Nothing of the combination, not one punch of the combination has landed flush. Very good left hook by Scott.
And he counters with a righty as Lopez hurt again. He had him hurt in the second round. Now Yaqui Lopez looking to hang on and coming back with a series of lefts.
Yaqui's making a very big mistake when he's trading with Scott. He does a hard left hook to the body, and he's slowly dropping his right hand, which means that he can be countered with a good left hook. And Scott has seen this, and he's throwing a left hook.
This is round 4 from Rahway State Prison. Marv Albert and Ken Norton. James Scott 17-0-1. Yaqui Lopez at 46-8.
And as we can see here, Scott is pressing the action. He's smothering everything that Yaqui Lopez has. He has the shorter arms. He has more power. And right now, he's using it to the best of his advantage. He's throwing good short shots, good hard shots.
Scott said the other day it would be bombs away because both he and Lopez like to punch. And if you're counting punches, you have been very, very busy. 30 seconds left, round 4. Combination by Lopez. Scott able to come back again. And out. They continue to flail away. The referee, Tony Perez, stepping in. Now this the conclusion of round 4. Round 5, and Scott comes right out at Yaqui Lopez.
And so far in the previous round, Scott has closed the gap very well. He finds a stiff jab, he finds Yaqui with a stiff jab. He comes across the right hands to the body, right hands to the head. He's found his distance well. And he's taking advantage of his power.
Now it is Scott pursuing Lopez. Good uppercut by Scott.
And as we saw there, they traded jabs also. And the power behind Scott's jab was a lot more than the power behind Yaqui Lopez's jab. The man cannot afford to stand here and trade punches.
Earlier you mentioned Lopez's hand speed as it slowed down.
As yet, nobody's not using it. When he decides to throw a throw, he throws it, he beats Scott to the punch. But so far, he's been laying back and letting Scott dictate the action, so therefore, he's getting caught on the end of Scott's punches, and he's not using his speed.
Yaqui Lopez, #1 contender, rated by the World Boxing Association. Scott was #2 before he was stripped by the WBA. That roundhouse did not connect. That uppercut does.
Every one of those jabs that Scott's throwing is very stiff and hard. It's hurting. Came across, you saw there with a good uppercut. The man is definitely in shape. He knows what he's doing, and he knows how to do it.
Another left hand did not do much damage, but it comes back with the uppercut. This is round 5 from Rahway State Prison in Rahway, New Jersey.
And so far, Yaqui Lopez has not slipped one jab that Scott has thrown. Scott is fighting with every jab he throws, every hook he's thrown, and every right hand. It's like he has a magnet on the end of his nose.
Referee Tony Perez again breaking Scott and Lopez. About 300 invited guests at ringside, and the inmates looking on via television sets upstairs. There they are. That time Lopez pushed Scott to the ropes, but Scott was able to make his way free out of that corner.
So far, every punch that Scott has thrown has been sharp and precise. Almost every punch that Lopez has thrown has been very wide. Every time Lopez throws a long right hook, a long left hook, Scott comes back and counters with a good hook.
And blood all over the face of Yaqui Lopez. Final seconds of the round. Right nostril. Man who likes to swab all over his opponent, always on the attack. That has been the script here today.
So far, the blood out of Scott's nose is very minute. On the other hand, the blood out of Yaqui Lopez's cut is he's bleeding profusely on the outside, and he's also bleeding from the inside of his nose. So that has to impair his breathing.
This is round 6, and it has been James Scott in command.
Good right hand.
Great lefts thrown by Scott. And again, Tony Perez breaking the two fighters.
Pardon me, and as I said before, he has not slipped one jab yet. He's absorbing every jab, which has to, make the cut on his nose worse. Plus, he's bleeding on the inside of his nose, so that's a determining factor here. He's going to have to slip some punches and counter a bit, or initiate the action. If he gets off first, he can hit and get out.
That time he made contact with Lopez's nose. James Scott on the left, Yaqui Lopez on the right in the blue trunks.
The gash on Lopez's nose is getting a bit deeper now. It's a pretty wide cut. Now Phil's getting, he's going to have to slip jab, as I stated before, or at least cover with his hand to keep getting hit, so keep from getting hit so much in that one spot.
Scott looks to be getting stronger and stronger as this fight progresses. We are scheduled for 10.
And before the fight, Scott said that he had trained very hard for this fight, and he hadn't dissipated it at all. So I think it's showing right here that he is in very good shape.
James Scott also said he wanted to knock out Yaqui Lopez. He'd been upset about the fact that on 4 separate occasions, Lopez was scheduled to come here and fight, And on each occasion, according to Scott, he pulled out because of a series of injuries. Combination attempted by Scott. Scott is pushed by Lopez. 20 seconds left in round 6.
His right hand leads are not connecting. He's not setting his man up with the jab.
And we are coming up to the bell to end round 6 here in Rahway. This is round 7. James Scott in the black trunks. Yaqui Lopez in the blue. Among Lopez's victories, a technical knockout over Mike Rossman just 7 months before Rossman beat Victor Galindez. Galindez beat Lopez twice by decision, both disputed.
Very good stiff jab for James Scott. Good uppercut for James Scott.
Things aren't going well. Can Scott punch himself out?
I doubt it very seriously because of the fact all he has to do is train here. He stated that he trained very hard. He's ready mentally and physically, so I doubt very seriously that in 10 rounds, if he will become fatigued.
Scott scoring to the body.
And so far, Yaqui Lopez has not landed one good blow on Scott. Scott's been slipping very well. He's been head-rolling punches very well. And he's been countering the punches that Yaqui Lopez throws very well.
Lopez had a good second round. Trying to keep Scott off balance, but has not been able to. We are halfway through round 7.
In that exchange there, we saw Yaqui Lopez throw a series of left jabs. If there was nothing behind them, they weren't stiff. And each jab he threw, James Scott eased closer and closer.
The blood continues to flow on the nose of Yaqui Lopez. That began in the first round. Left hand delivered by Scott got inside. And Lopez is known as a bleeder.
Over the nose shouldn't bother him at all in his eye, in his eyesight, because the blood is running down. Hopefully he will not get a cut above the eye. But he has a lot of scar tissue there, so it's possible.
Left hand by Scott. Scott's mouthpiece has fallen out, along with the black trunks. He uses a black mouthpiece. Claims it's all part of the intimidation factor. We're in the final seconds of round 7. We are in round 8. With the inmates here at Rahway State Prison looking on, James Scott has been in command right throughout against Yaqui Lopez. And Scott coming out aggressively here in the 8th round.
Very good double hook by Yaqui Lopez then.
Referee Tony Perez again breaking the fighters. Uppercut by Scott. This is scheduled for 10. Yaqui Lopez out of Stockton, California by way of Mexico. And James Scott from Newark, New Jersey out of the Rahway State Prison.
Normally Scott goes to the body quite a bit. But so far in this fight, he's been throwing good jabs going to the head. I think it's mainly because of the scar tissue that Yaqui Lopez has around his face and his eyes.
And he had Lopez Lopez reeling backward.
Step back. Come on. Step up there.
Good combination by Scott. Well, we can hear some support for Yaqui Lopez. I mentioned earlier the betting line here at Rahway. Lopez the favorite, 3 cigarette cartons to 2.
All right. Hold it. No punches. Step back. Clean.
I wonder who set that line.
Very good question.
This is round 8, and we are live on Sports World. Scott has been effective at blocking the left-hand attempt, so Lopez that time a straight right. Lopez has Scott in his corner.
That was a very good move by Mr. Scott there. Lopez to the right hand, he ducked it, and countered with a left hook to the body.
And again, you can hear the support for Yaqui Lopez. And we are in the final seconds of round 8, scheduled for 10.
Ooh, new Subaru, got the brains and
This is round 9, and thus far for James Scott, since his victory over Eddie Gregory, his most impressive showing.
So far, he's been very impressive. Everything he's thrown is at authority. Everything he's done is on authority.
Tony Perez warning about punching on the break.
As you can see, Scott is staying inside of Yaqui Lopez's reach, trying to force the action, trying to make Lopez punch with him. And Lopez is not a short puncher. He's a wide puncher. Scott is a short puncher. He goes short left hooks, short right hands. Whereas I stated before, Lopez's long punches seem to go outside. If they trade shots, the short punch is definitely a lot stiffer and harder than the long punch.
And Scott has been stinking away right throughout with those short deliveries. That time, tried the left hook. For those of you who may have just tuned in, Yaqui Lopez drew blood in the first round. He is cut at the bridge of the nose. Oh, a left hand by Scott.
He has not slipped one jab yet. And so far, this is supposed to be Yaqui Lopez's largest payday also.
National television helping matters a bit.
Quite a bit.
Yaqui Lopez has gone 15 rounds for the world title on 3 occasions and lost all 3. Twice to Victor Galindez, once to John Conte. And all 3 disputed decisions.
It was a very good right hand by Mr. Scott there.
We have less than a minute left in round 9. Uppercut attempted by Scott.
Step back.
James Scott, who has been swarming right from round 1. Swarming all over Alvaro Yaqui Lopez.
Everything in his thrown starts from the jab. It's the basic part of boxing. Everything goes off the left hand.
Keep in mind, scoring on a round system with a supplementary point system. So if there would be a draw, they go to the point system. And right here, we're in the final seconds of the 9th round. It has been decisively James Scott.
Yes, so far everything has been working for Scott. Jabs, body punches, and as we can see from the look on Yaqui Lopez's face, he has been absorbing everything that Scott has taken. Good jabs, good right hands, and his face, the face tells the story. The back on the bridge of the nose. He's breathing profusely through his nose, and so his breathing is impaired there.
And Scott came out accelerating from his corner. All part of the James Scott intimidation process. Would not talk to Lopez in the ring as they were awaiting the introductions before the fight. Final round.
There was Scott. He threw a good right hand. He missed it, but he came back with a good left hook.
Right hand by Scott. Just did clip Lopez.
That was a straight jab followed by a good straight right hand. Both punches landed.
Referee is Tony Perez. The judges Harold Letterman and Paul Cavalier. Harold Letterman, the man who was at a fight you may recall, Ali Norton, September '76. He had an 8-7 Ali kick. Final round, James Scott and Yaqui Lopez, and we're halfway through. How do you think Scott would fare against some of the other champions, Marvin Johnson, who won last night?
Well, if he fought the way he is fighting right now in this particular fight, I'm sure he could hold his own very well. It would be a very good hard fight. My conception is he would be victorious.
Scott finishing with the combination on the ropes. Scott has been screaming for Galindez, but now that Galindez has been beaten, Lopez with a rally here in the final seconds, but Scott has it under control.
That was a very good combination by both fighters there. Exchange of power, an exchange of power. And as we can see, Scott won the exchange.
Crowd now chanting for Scott. The final stages of the fight. Final seconds. And that is it for James Scott. Certainly his most impressive performance in some time. There are those who will say he fought against people that it's tough to look good against, in Enio Cometti and Buddy Johnson. But he has wanted Yaqui Lopez. And you can hear James screaming, "I'm the champ," as we await the decision. Scoring on a round system. And there should be no question about it.
There shouldn't be any question. Scott did what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. He threw very good jabs, good combinations. He dictated the action. And I think he just literally took poor Lopez's heart.
We await the announcement from Frank Shane. James Scott appeared to win it decisively over Alvaro Yaqui Lopez. Well, they're gathering the cards now from the judges, Harold Letterman and Paul Cavalier. Scott looking to maintain his unbeaten record here at Rahway State Prison. He has won 17. Has one draw, has not been beaten. Yaqui Lopez, the #1 ranked contender by the WBA. Scott was #2 before he was stripped of the title at the WBA convention several months back. And Scott rated #5 by Ring Magazine.
And I think that right now, Scott has definitely established himself as a light heavyweight. He's shown that he can punch. He's shown that he can slip punches well. and he's shown that he's definitely up in the top echelons of the light heavyweight division.
Did you have doubts before seeing him here against a guy who is well regarded and a Yaqui Lopez? Did you have doubts about Scott?
Yes, I did. I felt that Lopez was a bit too fast and a bit too elusive for Scott. But Scott has shown already that he knows how to cut the distance down. He knows how to find his man with a good left jab. He knows what to do and when to do it, as I stated before. He keeps coming in, boring in, throwing the combinations, find the man with the jabs, the hook, the right hands to the body, right hands to the head, and even the double left hooks.
Are you surprised that he's handled Lopez as easily as he did?
Yes, I was. I think as much as everyone else was. I think that most people thought that Lopez would box more, keep the man on the end of the jab, move the side to side, and throw combinations. It was a hand speed thing.
What happened to his hand speed? We saw it in the early rounds, and that was it.
I think that he was a bit intimidated by Scott's power and by Scott's speed and his elusiveness as far as slipping punches goes. Scott was slipping punches well and countering, and Lopez couldn't figure it out.
We are still awaiting the decision, and now here it is. Let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the voting of the officials. Referee Tony Perez, 8-round Scott, 2 Lopez. Judge Paul Cavalier, 6-round Scott, 3 Lopez, 1 round even. Judge Harold Letterman, 7-round Scott, 3 Lopez. The winner by unanimous decision, James Scott.
A unanimous decision, James Scott defeating Alvaro Yaqui Lopez. And we'll be back right after these words.